Hello, everybody. I hope that this is proper. I hope we're on Slick Jimmy Speaks instead of Slick Jimmy bullshit. But it took me a minute. If anybody's been waiting, I do apologize. Are we actually on? Are we? Is stuff going? I can't tell from my
Yeah,
end.
the notice just came up.
All right. Am I speaking? Can you hear? Anybody hear me talking?
I hear you. You sound
Okay.
great.
All right, dude. Am I broadcast talking? Is what I'm saying. Because this
You're
is
live
the
now. Let's find out. Let's find out what it sounds like.
yeah. The damn thing didn't even give me a countdown, so I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, amazing. It's amazing. It's a real live
fantastic.
stream now.
All right, it's a real deal live stream on the proper channel. Fantastic. We're
You've
here
done it.
with some wonderful people that I do appreciate coming out for this clusterfuck of a beginning. Um, yeah, let me go over to the proper window. And let's go through the people we have here. What I have first is Erodimus. And it's good to have him. I think you're this is the first time you've ever been on the Cheesecake Challenge. Glad
It
to
is.
have you here. I think that's superior. And then next we have Humble Marty, who is a regular and our great dose of estrogen that we have on the panel. And then we have Illustrator Monk, who's my boy. Who
Hey.
comes in regularly and who has amazing art. And then we have Phil Knecht. He's out of the Midwest, and he's a writer and an artist, very capable as well. And finally, we have Daniel, Tech Corner Vega, or Danny Vegas as we call him. And finally, as a co-host, I'm glad to have him here. Crypto Comics, otherwise known, aka as Matt Merz. He's a great artist, a great author and writer and editor and all-around good guy and knows his way around a microphone as well. And I'm glad to have him here.
Thank you.
All right. We finally got on air. It took me a bit. I thought I had the right stream key, and I'd done cocked it up like a boomer that I apparently am. I tried and I tried and tried, and I guess we finally got it on. So there's that. All right. The theme today is, well, let me give a little bit of preface. My friend Cody Fernandez, who I did put the link out to, maybe he'll show up in a little while. He has a book called Jack Irons, the Steel Cowboy, which is currently on its third issue and a third campaign that he's running right now, and he's trying to get a lofty goal of $10,000. He's got about a third of the way there. It's about 34% of that goal. I am trying to push him over the threshold of $10,000. And in the spirit of that, I put out the commission, the idea, and the promise that if he hit $10,000, I would make a commission with my own Sugar Lightspeed and his character.
If you hit $10,000.
What? If he hits $10,000? Yes.
Sorry.
If he hits it, then they will get this, and they'll get a large postcard to go with the book itself. And since I did that, 5 other artists have committed to do the same. So there will be, if they hit $10,000, they will get basically extra art that would not otherwise have been there. Exclusive art that will be nowhere else but with Jack Irons 3. And in that spirit, we're doing tonight's theme, which is Jack Irons gets a little sugar. The theme is a little bit of romance for Jack Irons from my girl Sugar. A little amorous play. It can be, I don't want to pornographic, but it can be very affectionate, let's put it that way. So everybody, we're about quarter past. It's 13 past. That means we'll go about quarter past the hour of 11 o'clock, my time. So let's get going. And mark, set, go. And you guys have already been kind of doing it, so because
I'm the only one that hasn't started anything.
well, I kind of screwed up this whole entry into the stream. Oh my gosh, it's a good
You're
thing.
fine, Jimmy.
Good thing people are patient, and I don't have high blood pressure to blow my brains out. Anyway, yeah, I don't see my stream currently on.
I got it on. I can see it.
All right,
I can
well,
see
I don't see it on mine for some reason, but it doesn't mean it's not going. Oh, there it is. Finally, I had to refresh. Fantastic. So, for those of you who don't know Jack Irons, this is more about Jack Irons than my girl Sugar. Jack Irons is an immortal, and as an immortal, he has seen the end of Earth's civilization. Basically, they're in an apocalyptic future, and dystopian and all that stuff. But the other thing about him is he not only is an immortal, cursed with immortality by the gods, he also has multiple lives that he recalls, many multiple lives. And so he's been many things, he's been a hero, he's been a villain, he's been a murderer, he's been a rapist. He's been all these things, and all these things roll around in his head. So he's a fairly jaded character. Although he is kind of an anti-hero in this time period. He's kind of searching for a way to truly die. And I believe that I wish I had him here to tell us, but I believe that even though he's searching for a way to die, he's also on a path that may be able to save his world. Because in a place where there's aliens and mutants and all these other, cyborgs and everything, they're left over from the original civilization, Earth is kind of an anathema to all the great civilizations of the galaxy. It's spoken of in derision, and people don't come to Earth unless they really have to, because it's kind of just a shithole. But here's the thing about the book. Even though, it's a dystopian book, the art is very well rendered, and it's beautiful, and it has a style that's unique to it, and the colors make even this dystopia a thing of beauty to read and behold. And if you haven't gotten the book, I would suggest you go out there and hit up Cody and see if you can get a copy of the first two, or go to the campaign page and you can acquire yourself the first two plus the third. They're actually a pretty reasonable price. I haven't brought up the campaign yet, but I have gotten both, and I think it's very worth getting the books if you can, and supporting a great creator and just an all-around great guy in Cody Fernandez, who has made a beautiful yet bleak future. And I decided to add a little fun with our theme today, because my girl comes from a fairly bleak place, but it's got a veneer of luxury and opulence. And I think that she kind of fits in with Jack a little bit. Plus, I love a Western, and I'd like to see my girl inserted into a Western. If you want to go with her traditional look, that's fantastic. If you don't, that's cool too. But always remember, my girl doesn't wear a lot of clothes, so don't clothe her too much. That's all I'm saying. For those of you out there who might want to draw along, if there's anybody out there, that's great. And then when we're done, you can post it to the thread that I'll put out there with the finished products that we have on the shelf. Anyway, so how you guys doing tonight? Erodimus, how's it to be for your first time on the Cheesecake Challenge?
Pretty good.
Fantastic. I'm going to cough for a second. Matt, fill in.
Jimmy has got the Wuhan virus, if you guys don't know, and he's braving this evening this terrible virus that's eating his body alive. Is a real problem. He caught it, I believe, at a strip club. The American Bush Company, if I'm not mistaken, was the name of the place there in Salt Lake City. And he's fighting it off valiantly. You be aware of what's on your money and where your money comes from. Don't be afraid to wear gloves all the time, just for fun, even if you want to. I don't recommend the fingerless gloves, though, because you will get the Wuhan virus on your fingers. You will touch your eyes and mouth, and you will get it, and you will be just like Jimmy, who's having a horrible coughing fit right now and can't even host his own show.
Wuhan!
But he's a very tough man. He's very brave, stoic, and he's going to fight this thing just for you beautiful people in Woodtown. He's going to fight this, and he's going to be stronger than ever
Yes.
And
True.
he's gonna come back next week. He's gonna boom even harder,
Yeah.
and
Boom is
it's
much
gonna be beautiful, just like
God
this,
willing, he's gonna make it.
Yeah.
just like this incredible artwork we're seeing.
So, yes, I don't have the Wuhan or the coronavirus, although there is a rumor going around that I
Do you
do.
know that for sure, though?
I'm pretty
Have you been
positive.
tested?
This is just
Have you been
residual
tested,
from
though?
my
But
stupid
have
flu
you
that I
been
had like a month
tested?
ago. Haven't been tested?
Yeah, have you been tested?
I do not have AIDS.
That's not Wuhan virus.
Wait, it isn't?
No,
I'm confused.
man, Wuhan virus ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah.
Apparently, but it only affects people
Isn't it-
45.
he's
45
doing
and
a
up.
joke about
Oh.
Wu Tang.
Then
Anyway,
why does it keep getting called Corona-chan?
because I don't know, because people are weird.
Because they're idiots.
Weebs. Yeah. So with this, with Jack Irons 3, the complete package, which is the featured package on the campaign, for $25, you can get all 3 of the issues. So that's 1, 2, and 3, plus the digitals and the extras with those, and a sticker, and 11 by 17 pinup. However, if you go out and do this and help push it to 10,000, you will get extra art that has been promised. So there you go. 44 have been claimed currently, and I really think that anybody who's listening, anybody want to tell me how many people are listening?
70,000.
Oh, geez, it's quite the number. I feel, I feel overwhelmed now.
You feel the pressure?
Whee!
Okay.
I do. And
You know what I want to say? I want to say that when it comes to Western comic books, it seems like indie comics are the only like really good Western comics out there, like Jack Irons and Lone Wolf.
I would
And
agree.
there's a robot Western comic too that I picked up for that's more for kids. That was really good too.
I'm a big fan of Western, just about anything. I like old Westerns, and I live in the West, so that will tell you a lot.
Exactly.
And so it's kind of
Are you kidding?
something
We should have
been,
thought
yeah,
here.
I've marinated in the West, and so this is
Yeah.
something that really speaks to my soul, even though it is set in the future, in a this weird dystopian future,
Is it set in
messed
Mars?
up world. No,
Is it really?
this is on Earth. This is on Earth after it's gotten the shit kicked out of it by World War III. Yeah, and like I said, I wish I had Cody here to give us the
He's in the
411.
chat. Ironverse Comics says, "Howdy, folks. Finally found my way here."
Tell him to get his ass in here. I left him the link in his DMs.
Okay, there you go.
You just told him yourself.
Yes, I know. I'm well aware of my superfluousness of telling Matt to tell him. So yeah. Anyway, let's look and see what we're doing on our panel here. There's Erodimus. He's doing his thing. Something's taking shape. I think that might be Jack.
I'm over here thinking Rodimus Prime every time you say that.
Yeah, I think it is Erodimus Prime, isn't it? Is I think so. Then we got Humble. Humble's doing Jack, looking very close to Man with No Name, starting out. And then we got Illustrator Monk. The Monk is starting with looks like Sugar, and I assume that Jack will take shape soon enough. Down to Phil Knecht. He's got Sugar pretty well formed now. And we'll see where Jack comes into this. With this
Jack's up top.
Oh, there he is up top.
Good.
That is very much on model there. Sugar is not very big, and Jack is quite the specimen of manliness. And then we got Daniel Vega, the Tech Corner. We call him Danny Tech Vegas. And he's you can see Jack right there, and Sugar I think is taking shape right next to him. Very busty Sugar. Remember, Sugar isn't humongously well endowed on top. Just remember, just a little slight note.
Sorry.
And so let's unwhite box Danny, and we'll go to Crypto Comics just to show his fantastic logo. There's Crypto Comics, Matt Merz.
Thank you.
All right, Matt. Since you're here, tell us what you're working on.
I'm writing a screenplay right now, actually, Jimmy.
Oh, really? Is that for anything specific, or is it even just for fun?
It's just for my own personal pleasure. Something that I maybe will shoot. Maybe.
Fantastic.
We'll see. We'll
Matt
see.
is a
Potentially.
prolific writer. When he's not writing, I think he gets a little stir crazy because he's always tapping
Yeah.
away at those keys.
Really bad.
And
Really bad. Really
he
bad.
wrote something that I read last night, which I really enjoyed. It was a script.
Oh, you liked it?
I dug it. And it was for another creator in our community, and
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm not gonna tell anybody about it per se, but I enjoyed the idea. I think that it had a very cinematic feel overall.
Yeah.
And I'm
You read
wondering
the
where it's
first
going to go.
version too, right?
Yeah, I did read the first version, which I had
Like
some
this
notes
better?
on. Well, since it didn't have a motif that was used just recently, yes, I did like this one better.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. I'm very happy to hear that.
But where are you, Cody? This we're doing this for you.
Where
I
are
would
you,
like you to come
Cody?
in. Where are you, Cody? And I should go and look and see what is going on YouTube here.
Flit Amaranth is here.
Flit Amaranth he's in the chat. Flit is welcome always to come on and draw himself, as he is very capable of doing so. Excuse me. Again, Matt, please.
Speaking of drawing, Jim, let's get back to the contestants.
I had to cough again. Fun. The contestants. Let's show what Erodimus is doing. Oh wow. There's a Jack taking shape. He's using the pencil, and we have a lot of people here that are using the pencil, the traditional art. That would be Erodimus and Monk and Phil. And then we get some digital work from Marty and from Daniel. Fantastic. You guys have any projects you want to talk about that you're working on currently while you work on this artwork for our show? Anybody? Erodimus?
No.
Nothing
I can talk about, at least.
Nothing you can talk about. All right, it's on the down low. It's on the DL. All right, that's fine. How about you, Marty? What are you working on right now?
This thing.
Well, just being honest
thing.
about
All
it.
right,
At
well,
least.
super. The little sequential art going on there. Yeah, right on. How about you? In the Illustrator Monk?
Well, I have two projects that are on Indiegogo right now. Saving the World. I think they have just a few days left. I did a cover for that and some background work. And I just found out they're doing a Tales from the Stacks, new Tales from the Stacks complete edition that is also just launched on Indiegogo.
Yeah,
And
I
I
saw
have
that.
a story that I did in that. And probably some pinups in that as well.
That's awesome, man. Apparently, we have a fire or something going on in our neighborhood because there's sirens all over the place. And moving along to Phil. Phil, what you got going on?
Right now, I just finished my outline for my upcoming book called Metachain 242. And I am going to, when we're done here tonight, I'm going to sit down and do a little bit of scripting on that and try and get that all worked out. And I've just spent the last couple of months really just kind of working on character templates and getting, dotting all my I's and crossing all my T's and making sure that everything's good to go as far as like character builds and designs and all that stuff is concerned. So now we're actually starting to head into production.
That's really cool. Very, very excellent to hear you moving forward with that project. And Danny, Tech Vegas, what are you doing recently?
I am working on a project for Kickstarter that will be coming up in April. It is called Pretty Vacant, Acapulco Island. I can't say it right because and that should be up in April. I am currently working on the book, so it should be ready by the time WonderCon starts.
Oh, cool. Hopefully, WonderCon is not canceled.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be really mad.
it's been a weird time out there with the Corona Chan.
Yeah, I know, because we're also hearing there might be canceling WonderCon as well. I mean WonderCon, Comic-Con. Like, motherfuckers, you better not.
Every time Corona Chan wants a hug, everyone wants to run.
Yeah. So apparently, Cody from Ironverse Comics, it's Cody Fernandez of Jack Irons fame, says, "Mike issues, brother. Sadly, chat seems to be the best I can do." And then he says, "Great stuff, folks. I'm seeing if I can rig something up. Might hit the phone if nothing else." Well, that would be great. Whatever you can do there, Cody, we'd like to have you on here. I started late because, well, I thought I'd done things right, and apparently I hadn't. Yeah, I'm a boomer. I'm just a goofball.
Well, I'm just messing with you, man.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of figured out how to cuss Streamlabs really good.
Oh, it wasn't Streamlabs. It was. I went into the wrong channel that said I thought I was using the right email, and then I guess I wasn't. So I had to go in there and find the right thing, and I did. It just took me a minute. We were about 10 minutes past the time I had said I was going to go on, and I have now on the other channel 2 false starts streams. So you hear me cussing and anyway.
I know. It's like
I was pretty upset.
Yeah.
And Matt was here to hold my hand and say, "Jim, you can do it. You can do it. I know you can do it." And I did it. So we're going. Hey, we have someone new on here. Who's this? What am I looking at?
Hey,
It's Josh Spencer.
Hello.
Sub Spencer Tunes, down from down under, or up from down under. Yeah. Hey, you're a little bit late, but jump in and get rolling if you want to.
how long have you guys been going for?
We've been going for
About
about 30
2.5
minutes.
hours.
No, about 20 minutes actually. About 20 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, you got plenty of time, I think, to whip something up because you are amazing.
Hey, Sugar use guns, right?
What?
Does Sugar use guns?
Sugar uses whatever comes to her mind.
Okay, fair enough.
Cheese graters.
She's partial to the Desert Eagle, but only kind of fit to her hand because a real Desert Eagle would probably be way too big for her hand.
Yeah. Isn't she like 5'2" or something like that?
She's 4'10", like a little shotgun.
Oh my gosh.
She's tiny.
It's a little Kylie Minogue.
Yep, she's a tiny little girl, but she's like a real red hot, short fuse stick of dynamite.
I apologize, Jim. I'm trying to keep her chest size.
Yeah, I know you love the titas that have their own gravity field.
No, I think I'm just too used to drawing them because that's mainly the bulk of my commission work.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with large breasts, but her model would be a little bit smaller since she is of the frame. But her, you give her a small C on her frame, it's going to look pretty big. So yeah. Anyway, and next to him, those are some pretty big boobies.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying, but it's not working.
That's all right. Josh, are you going to share a screen with us, or are we just going to look at your icon?
You can look at my icon, but yeah, I'll sit. Share screen.
That would be nice. Now we have six awesome artists on the panel, and one awesome writer on the panel, and one not so awesome. That's me. Yeah. I'm a pretty good writer. I just take a long time. Matt just bangs shit out, man. He's like a house of fire,
ladies. And
yeah,
I guess
he bangs it out. He's not.
Need me to write something.
It's not smooth. He doesn't move like the ocean. He just bangs that shit out like a jackhammer.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about, Matt, that you've been working on? No.
I wrote a backup story to Little Girl Lethal with.
You did, and I enjoyed that as well. I thought it was quite good. It may be something we have to produce here very soon.
Oh, the new one. You're talking about the new one. I was talking about the one that's in the upcoming Little Girl Lethal episode 1.
Oh, well, yeah, you helped
The
with that as well.
Comicsgate one. The one that
Yeah.
features Comicsgate.
It does?
It does.
Does?
Well,
In a very fun way.
I
think
guess
everyone will like it. I don't care if you are Comicsgate. I don't care if you're not Comicsgate. I don't care if you're a person that just heard about Comicsgate. You'll enjoy the backup story in Little Girl Lethal, which I believe is going to go to print like here in the next 30 days, Jim.
I hope so. I hope we can get the. I hope that we can get the lettering done quicker than not.
I've never seen a guy have so much trouble finding a letterer.
Yeah. I talked to 3 letterers that didn't want to take the job, and then I got a letterer, and then he ended up saying that he couldn't fulfill what I wanted, and so I got another letterer, and hopefully this one will work out. He's a good friend of ours, Mier Munier, who's done work for Matt and for other people. He's a great guy out of Malaysia. I'm glad to have him on my side because he seems to be a man with a great work ethic and willing to be flexible, and that's great. Yeah, but it's been hard, and then it was hard for me to make the decision to get a letterer because I wanted to do it myself, and that was months of literally banging my head against a digital wall. But finally, I've made the decision, and it's been kind of a rough road there. And I've had people chiding me to get things done, and rightfully so. The book needs to be finished. It's over a year late, and so there you go. Let's go back away from my my book, which is Let's talk about Cody's book. I wish Cody was here. I wish he was here. Is Cody here?
I.
Oh my gosh, Cody is here.
I wish I was here too. Yeah.
Why didn't you speak up before?
Well, because I'm polite, Jim. I wait till somebody stops talking. Now, in your case, I could die of old age, but it's all right.
Oh boy, here we go.
I realize Jim likes to take the scenic route on his way to the point, but
well, and I'm filling time because otherwise it would just be dead air and people watching the tiles. So
you can always ask us questions, Jim.
I do ask you questions occasionally, but let's talk to Cody Fernandez, who is the special guest here. You guys are all special, but Cody is here for a particular reason.
I am extremely special.
You're super special. They had classes for him. He was so special.
They did.
So tell us a bit about Jack Irons and the world he lives in, because you're the man, much better than me, even though I'm trying to be a hype man for you, that would know what's going down with that.
Well, lots going down with that. Mainly, let's say I got a 1-sentence pitch written somewhere. I don't memorize those too well. Let me see if I can find that easy. It's kind of immortality meets reincarnation during the galactic end times. That's kind of what we're doing at Ironverse Comics, and specifically with Jack Irons, the Steel Cowboy. He's obviously a cowboy, right there in the title. That's been stricken with immortality, and we're treating it as stricken. He's not someone who particularly enjoys that persistence, and we go ahead and stick in his head memories of prior lives too, so he remembers dying. So this is a very unusual predicament to be stuck in, and be stuck with consistently unfolding memories, realizations of things that he remembers doing as different lives. And so that's issue 1 hits that pretty good. Issue 2, we start talking about another layer to what troubles he's dealing with, and in that during all this the world just went to hell. The universe he exists in, sentient life feeds their darknesses can physically manifest, and on Earth's case it manifested into 4 horsemen likenesses, and that just tore apart Earth. And so issue 2 we just hear him talking about that. In issue 3 we're actually going to see him move in action on that Earth and face that Earth's top predator, what the horrors of genetic manipulation, cyborg augmentation with the goal for toil, and simply toil for toil's sake, not even for productivity, and again, super soldier drugging, all kinds of, the worst humanity can come up with. Just kind of throwing that into a kettle and seeing what comes out.
Right on.
It's been a long day, folks.
It's all right.
That's for sure.
Very good.
I want to acknowledge some people in the chat. And we got Freddie Primo, who was in there earlier. I'm not sure if he's still there, but he was there. He was giving you a shout out, Cody. We have Foot Amaranth, my trusty moderator, and he's doing his job excellently, as he does always. And then we have Matthew Ronson. I think he was making fun of me. Okay, Zoomer, or whatever you say. Maybe he was talking to somebody else, but probably me, because of my cock up earlier. And we also have
Another one.
Yeah. Well, even now, if I look at the stream, it says Cheesecake Challenge, Hotties, and Hellscapes. That was the first stream we ever did, so I'm gonna have to go in there and change that, because apparently it didn't take the description that I had uploaded. But whatever. Things have gone awry today. Yeah.
You're good, Jim.
And then we have Sticky Art Channel. He's in there. I don't know if he's an artist, but if he ever wants to come on the show and do some of his art with our show and some sexiness. We also have Art of Reed. He was in there. He greets everyone. And then down at the bottom we have Jake Deschain. He's like, "What's up, everybody? Welcome all. Thank you for coming. 10 people in the chat. Currently, there's 5 people who will up likes and no downvotes, luckily. And just looking at that. Well, let's go. I've had Cody Whitebox. Let's go over and look at what we have for the art currently. Wow, Erodimus is really going for it. Everybody can see she's wrapped her legs around Jack Iron's neck and is hanging off of him, asking for quarters like he's a jungle gym. Yeah. And let's go for Marty. Marty has, I believe, Sugar sitting on Jack's lap. Yeah, that's what he looks like happening there. And she,
I kind of didn't put on a lot of clothes. Better put on a top.
Well, or not. It depends on how far you want to go.
Jake is placed the goddamn gun in her leg where you can't see.
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you can play with the pasty or whatever you want to do. I mean, it's your call. We have Illustrator Monk has now started to ink. He's got Sugar there and he's got Jack, and we'll see where that goes from now. Wonderful stuff. Excellent. Moving over to Phil Knecht. Phil Knecht has Sugar in the middle and has Jack looming behind her. Wondering what's going to happen there. We shall see. And then, oh, look, it's Josh Spencer. He's seemingly catching up right now. Got Sugar very voluptuous in front of a very buff Jack Irons. Very beefcakey Jack Irons. Excellent.
Isn't that the challenge?
What?
That is the challenge.
Yeah. I'm not dissing you one bit.
Beefcake and cheesecake.
Yeah, beefcake and cheesecake today. Yes, definitely. And then over to Daniel Vega. We call him Daniel Tech Vegas. He's our local anime guy. He's keeping it real today. Good. I like that. He's brought the boobie down a little bit on Sugar. That's a little bit more on model, and we got Jack taking shape with his gun. He seems to be motioning with his gun. I'm not sure, but he's got his arm around Sugar, and maybe some hijinks, some romance is going to take place. According to our friend Cody, Jack Irons isn't really in for the nookie anymore, but he can always be tempted.
Oh, no question, sir. No question, sir. And I'm sure Sugar enjoys a challenge.
So, about your universe, you talked to me about it a long time ago. Do you want to maybe address the broadening of your universe as you progress into your further adventures with Jack and like Cactus Coyote and other stuff?
Yeah, sure. Ironverse Comics is it's a label. I've teamed up with quite a few different artists from all over the place, and been privileged to work with them and have them working on some titles, mainly mini, what I call a preview, about 8-page shorts that I've written and such. And uh, besides that, Cax Coyote has a lot more material. But the main bit is, again, Ironverse Comics has 4, maybe 5 pillars. The 4 pillars are those 4 horsemen. They're the entities that sentient life manifests through its cruelties, and so basically, it's just a lot of different Western trappings and flavorings, different explorations through a universe built on that. There's a quite awful government that basically is what you would call free life. Lives under it's the closest thing to it. It's a grim dark universe like Warhammer 40k, but with a cowboy hat on.
Like
Is
what?
usually how I say that.
Warhammer
But,
40k.
yeah.
What?
Well, you could analogous
No, you're
the
good.
4
You've already spoke to my heart, son.
Yeah,
all
Continue.
right. Well,
Phil
good.
Phil loves
Well,
him some Warhammer.
all right. Well, the 4 horsemen, the 4 negative entities, can be analogous to the chaos gods. Not quite, but it's a similar concept. Instead of ripping demons into the world, they physically manifest, and then they change that world's culture or society to emphasize whatever aspect they are, because they believe that that single aspect is what all reality should be. So they fight amongst themselves almost as much as they fight reality. And that's just where all these unfortunate, most often poor or addled or traumatized beings are trying to make their way and survive, and in some cases try and do some good, and in other cases just try and be the most powerful, or in a few others it's just survival. Cactus Coyote, it's a big one, is he's just trying to survive. And Jack, and he doesn't really have to worry about survival so much. It's more trying to get him to a point where he actually wants to do something again, and that's what we're working on in the first arc of Jack Irons. And issue 3, now live on Indiegogo, is doing that. The Earth's top predator comes to see if he can take an immortal man, and we'll see how that plays out and what that means for the future of Jack, and a little bit less talking at the bar, and we'll see how that goes.
Well, yeah. Matt, can you fill in for a sec? I gotta give myself a little cough.
Oh, another coughing fit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you need to just basically baptize your whole family in Purell. What you want to do is you want to fill up a bathtub with a lot of Purell, and then you just dunk them kids in it. They're going to be fine as long as you keep them out of the schools, keep them out of the libraries, keep them out of public in general. In fact, like even after this passes, please keep your children out of public in general. That would be very convenient for those of us
Just wrap them
who
up
don't
with
want to deal
saran
with
wrap.
it.
Yeah. You got to be careful out there. It's a cruel world, and things are going crazy right now. But here on the Cheesecake Challenge, we're all love and happiness, because
And Purell.
and Purell.
Purell.
We're slathered in Purell.
They send me a case every time I say Purell on stream.
Yeah. Everybody thought it was crazy by these Purell parents, but now they're just laughing at us, as they live in their sterile houses with clean rooms.
I'm pro vaccinations. I'm going to be okay.
I think pro vaccinations are quite a good thing. I think people who don't do that are a little weird, but that's just me. So let's go and look at the panel one more time. Got 6 wonderful artists. Erodimus is moving along, adding quite a bit of detail. Jack looks like he's slightly bemused by Sugar's antics, and we'll see what takes place after that. Marty, what kind of gun we got there, Marty? What are we looking at?
Some type of ray gun.
Okay, all right. That fits the time period and the future. There are ray guns. There's also anachronisms as well. Aren't there, Cody?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It usually just tries to have some kind of combustible theme, something cheap, but there would be expensive, more advanced technology available as well.
Sure. Yeah.
You'd
Well,
be think Fallout. That's the other another major influence. The Fallout universe.
cool. Yeah. Excellent. Um, you hit like Phil said, you hit his heart. He loves himself some Warhammer.
I'm a big
Uh,
fan.
and I like Warhammer too. I've become quite a big fan in the last couple of years since strangely, that's the first time about 2.5 years ago, I discovered it. And the lore has fascinated me ever since. I'm not really into the game, but the lore is really amazing. The depth of it makes anything else looks like basically a shallow puddle.
It's like Jimmy.
Yeah.
Keep clicking through that artwork.
Yep. And we got Monk right here. He's working on Jack's face. He got the hat done and the scarf. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, the handkerchief. And we'll see what happens there. Usually Monk has some quite amazing stuff done when he gets finished. Moving on over here to Phil. Looks like he's inking, or at least darkening in his stuff. He's really quite on model here for both characters. So very nice.
Gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, that's
Those are a
pretty
little
good.
sexy.
Yep. He chose to have her pigtails a little bit more on the side of her head than on the top of the back crown, but that's all right. We can live with that. She's still very attractive. And moving over to Josh Spencer. Josh Spencer's got a very stylized jack iron. He looks very
Love the hat.
yeah. He's a little more 10-gallon than Bolero there.
It's a big hat. It's fun. Big hat.
I don't know.
But that's all right. Still looks like the Wild West in the future, and I think Sugar's right down here. You can see her pigtails taking shape as he puts in the inks on that. Beautiful, excellent. And let's go on to Daniel Tech Vega. Yeah, that's looking like Jack with his like rounded out. That's a handkerchief that goes around him there, kind of hides his face, protects his face as well. Is on that, Cody, is there something different about his handkerchief, or is it just a handkerchief, or does it have other properties?
No, it's just a handkerchief.
Okay.
Prefers red, but most of the gear, the only stuff that's really important that he'd care about is the armor, because it's lightweight and it's from starships that don't usually show up near Earth because of a galactic blockade.
Right. So could you tell us about some of the powers and abilities of Jack Irons? What makes him special, besides the fact that he is an immortal with many lives stored in his head?
Well, that's kind of everything stems from that. When he's wounded, his immortality, you guys get to see it a little bit more specifically in issue 3. We kind of push it to the limit. I think people will like it. But it's that reality refuses to let him not exist. So whenever something's going to be like that, it wills the particles, whatever was there, to exist again. So if you were to completely annihilate him, it would simply just reconstitute him again, very quickly in the same basic place.
Basically,
kind of like a respawn system.
Kind of like Lobo. A little bit like Lobo.
Yeah. A little bit like Lobo.
That's cool. Now, how did he become? Can you share us how he became an immortal? Or is that too much deep into the story?
Well, the moment happened in issue 1 already, but people might not piece it together and exactly how it works for almost the entirety of the series. That's one of the things we're going to explore, and he doesn't know. It's one of the few things he doesn't know is why he's immortal and why it persists like this. And so that's one of the bigger journeys. Hopefully, we get to hit down the line.
Now, I kind of said, maybe I was presumptive in saying that one of his, basically his quest is to kind of learn how to find a way to die. Am I off base on that?
Not really. Not really at all. A big part again of the exploration, especially once we get into space, will be that kind of implied. But he has a mission to do first, and so the end of Ironverse Comics we do have plotted out, and it it comes close to an idea with that. And it's because also one of our 4 pillars is death, and so there's a relationship there that I'm really hoping to explore down the line.
Well, it seems like
But
the
at the
villains.
moment, yeah,
The villains seem to me like aspects of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and that would be famine, pestilence, war, and death itself. So, and so you on the second issue, weren't they featured on the cover?
They were, because Earth is one of the few planets that manifested them very quickly together. Usually, a species would manifest one very quickly. They'll become very corporate, or they'll become very warlike, and so they'll manifest just that one, and then that one spreads from that planet to other planets once
corporate or
that
corporeal?
race becomes space. Corporate, very corporate.
Oh, it's corporate mechanism, but they become corporeal through whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, so the worst bureaucracy in existence would manifest a very strong famine ink personality. It
So
can
you could
manifest in a lot
say-
of different ways, but it would all be famine.
You could say that these characters are your, I guess, ruinous powers. If it's analogous to the Warhammer universe.
It's very in that way. It's a different flavor. Our Nurgle's not a jolly friend. He's a manic scientist who's on the search for perfect life and to make all of existence just that. And so he causes lots of problems on that pursuit in many different forms. Famine, he thinks toil and work and order via those systems is what reality needs to be, so that's what he does. He fuses flesh and biology to control the biology and direct it towards a task. It doesn't matter what the task is, but just so that task can go on forever and become that part of existence.
Right.
War's the same thing. He just wants to fight and get stronger, perpetuate himself until it's basically all the orcs from Warhammer 40k, what they want to do. They'd be perfect. Gork and Mork is kind of close to our war, and death's the enigma again. He doesn't need an army. He doesn't need minions or to perpetuate himself. He's naturally perpetuated by by all 3 of his brothers, but also by life itself. So it's a different story with him. And again, that's Jack and Death's relationship. An immortal and Death's relationship is one of the major things I'm hoping to explore down the line.
Oh, nice. Would you say that Jack Irons is also influenced by maybe Stephen King's role in Disdain from Dark Tower?
No, but as I've been told that I should check that out more and more, I've tried to. I can't get through the Gunslinger. I've been trying for a while. I just don't sit down and read books very often.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten to that. But it's an epic of an unbelievable scale from what I've heard, and I bought the whole series. I need to get through it.
It takes quite a bit. It's a little bit like a fever dream in a lot of ways, that series.
Yeah, but I bet it was written a little bit in a fever dream, so I don't blame it.
More like a cocaine dream.
I mean, yeah.
I know Cujo was a weekend cocaine dream. I know that one for a fact.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the other maybe possible characters that are metallically based? Do you want to get into that or not?
Well, a little bit I can. The main exception is the second that we're presenting in issue 3, which is the top predator. He kind of falls in those lines, but he doesn't attach to a metal directly. Like even Cactus Coyote, Cactus with a K, is I had mentioned that Jack values his armor. It's made of cactus. It's when cactus is a rare flower that grows on basically what looks like steel cactus on a very few planets, and it can be ground and combined with almost any material, and it makes it very hard and very durable. So Jack's sleeves, for instance, that kind of look like bandages, they can be bandages or shreds of cloth that he had bound with cactus to armor himself. His big plates, that's also cactus. So that's the Cactus and Cactus Coyote and how that relates to the metal bit. But Cactus Coyote is a shape-shifting alien, a ex-plague experiment, and he's he's a smuggler. He's a coyote, and it's you just kind of follow his exploits. He's down on his luck gambler. His main mechanics, besides having a extra dimension in his stomach, so he can swallow things up to a starship size and smuggle them from place to place. He has a device that can. It's kind of like a real world loot box system where he can pay money and it'll give him a card pack that has different abilities on it that could be analogous to magic, but it's all random and he can get into debt for them and so on. So we have a manga for that out right now. It's a 40-page free little read on Tapas, where you can also read Jack Irons #1 in black and white, if you folks are so inclined to dive a little bit further into Ironverse comics. But besides that, we also have the Golden Monk, which is a ex-disco fiend who gets banished from the States over to China, and eventually he connects with a secret society of monks who kind of like in Iron Fist, where they had to earn the right to challenge the dragon, he has to earn the right to pray under a sacred tree. And he does, and he's stuck under there for 100 years, wakes up in the post-apocalyptic future, and has the goal of returning the nature back to reality. And so he's looking for a world tree seed. The world tree gave him all its energy, and now that energy is stuck in a about 120-year-old dementia-infused kung fu disco fiend, and you kind of just watch that
No
go
violence.
through war's territory in Asia. So he's fighting super mutants and
I've always said
ninjas and
I've always
tank
said,
armies.
you don't really have any imagination. I'm sorry to tell you that. Just
One of my
kidding.
favorite bits too is that the world tree it still has a consciousness, so it manifests in this idea behind him as a little bonsai tree, and so that keeps him like when his dementia is really kicking in, he doesn't understand what's going on or whatever. That helps direct him. It's a fun little bit. Again, I can't wait. I've got Bruce Patnod. Some people might be familiar working on that mini when we get there. Jack #3's funding kind of can determine a lot for these extra books. Right now, our first goal would be to actually include an 8-page mini from Vincent Rush and myself of Tracker Top Predator. So you actually get a hunt that is mentioned in issue 3. You actually get to see Tracker do a hunt, and that's a kind of a preview of what we'd like to do with him down the line. And there's also Lady Silverado. She's a little less pinned down in a few aspects, but she's a daughter of war. She's part of him because he couldn't grow past his current form's potential as his current form, so he had to break off pieces of himself. And it's basically she's Lady Silverado War Sword, so she's his weapon, and it's her trying not to be that. She comes to her own realizations and her own bits, and she doesn't want to be a tool of war anymore. And that's kind of her journey, and I'm working on that with Carl Uro, at least as of the moment. Again, a lot of this is pretty far out, but
Far out.
we're building a universe.
Yeah, I'm
So,
obviously. So there
we're
are things
working
in the
on it.
works, and you're not sitting on your laurels. You're kicking. It sounds like you're kicking ass, and that's the reason why I want to help you achieve that $10,000 goal, because I think you deserve it. You've done the legwork. You've done the work. Mentally, and figured out your universe in quite a bit of detail here. I mean, you're just spitting that off the cuff so everybody can understand what type of things are coming. But you start out with Jack Irons here, who is a lot of fun. I'm going to go to the chat here real quick. Sticky Art does want to come on next time around, so please contact me and I'll put you in the Cheesecake chat, and we can have you on. Anybody else who's out there? Johnny Torch showed up. I'm not sure who he is, but glad to have you in the chat and watching the show. We have 9 people currently watching, and Flit Amaranth says sometimes a handkerchief is just a handkerchief. Sigmund Freud, probably. And then Flit Amaranth says reading ain't not never done none. Okay, reading ain't not never not done nothing for nobody. Okay. All right, Flint.
Brain ain't not done nothing and ever for nobody know
That's
how.
right. No how. And then Flint says, Cactus Cody sounds like a furry propaganda. Care to address that charge? And he,
I did not create the character. No, no. But honestly, we needed an alien in the group. So when I was building this, the idea, the main goal is to take all these characters and then we kind of do a one piece with them in space. So we get them off of Earth. Cactus Coyote's already in space. That's his jam. That's where he exists. And so we do have anthropomorphic creatures. And Cactus Coyote actually isn't. Of course, he's an alien, but he's not. He looks like a coyote because of a beer ad he came across when he was running away. He doesn't actually look like a coyote. He looks like a cute little pudgy little blob, is what
so
I
he's
call
like-
it.
he's like a
Plague
shmoo.
used to use. Yeah, that would work. He was used by Plague as a bio waste dump. So Plague put this dimension in his stomach because his species has capabilities of shapeshifting, so it can accept a lot of different input. And so he just shoved bio waste in him. Eventually, he escaped, and during that escape, he finds a hollow badge, which can kind of hide the form a little bit better. And first thing he sees is a coyote analogy trying to sell beer on a hollow thing, and that's what he turns into. So he's a furry out of what became necessity and then comfort, I guess. That's the best I can do to address those charges, good sir.
well, there you have, Flint. Sticky Art channel says, a great catch in the chat and great art. Y'all have a good night. Thanks, Sticky, for hanging around. We have 8 people in the chat currently. And then Flint also says, after hearing all that deep lore, how can you not want Jack Irons' Steel Cowboy? Go get it here. He gives you a link. Thank you very much, man. Ezra Caleb West says to me, have you read Gaunt's Ghost? I have not. There's so much in the Black Library that I haven't gotten to yet. It's also very expensive, so I've been pacing myself. Otherwise, I could put myself in the poorhouse buying those books.
I started with Eisenhorn, I think, that trilogy, and that was great.
I've done most of what is there for the Horus Heresy. So, yeah, and I'm really do want it when I get a little bit of time. I just want to slap together maybe a short story for the origins, and this would be pastiche for the Lost Primarchs, where I think that they came from and who they were. Just from my own headcanon. But
yeah, that's the fun of them. I thought it was genius. There was a lot of heavy thinking that went into 40K, from just the Emperor's origins, all of that. I love. It's still, like you said, it's one of the deepest, if not the deepest, lore out there to dive into.
It is, and the funny thing is, it's very niche because I hadn't heard of it at all, and everybody's heard of like Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who. Now, rest in peace.
Never heard of it.
And then you bring up Warhammer, and everybody else who's not into it, their eyes glaze over, and they're just like, "Stop talking about Warhammer. I don't know anything about it. What are you talking about?" I'm like, we're the cool kids. Just remember. Anyway, let's go back to the panel. See what we have going on. Thank you, Matthew Merz, for being on the panel. I love having you here.
It's pronounced Merz.
Matthew Merz. I'm sure it's Merz. I've heard of that many times, Matthew Merz.
There's no T. I'm not related to Fred Neffel.
And he's lying. He is. He's the child, the love child of Lucille Ball and Fred Merz.
Great grand.
Anyway, going on to Erodimus. Erodimus, that's looking pretty good. You're putting a lot of detail.
That's a lot cool.
Her panties are very lacy. I can tell. Very nice.
She
went with the Old West.
That's right.
She went with the Old West theme, the Old West bordello look.
Very frilly, and they're laying the lead down. It looks like in a very acrobatic and fun way. Moving on to
Luc Besson movies.
Luc Besson. Humble Marty did go with the pasties and tassel there too. Apparently, she's got it right. That is a golden gun. All the weaponry of my girl Sugar is golden. So, for those who want to put color on, as we love color, just remember that her guns are golden, and her weapons of all sorts. Moving on to Illustrator Monk. He's laying down his very meticulous ink work and doing looks like a Copic marker. Yeah, it's looking very nice, beautiful. Moving on to Phil Knecht. Definitely on model here for the most part, and that is one bulky Jack Irons. He is not somebody to mess with. And got the fingerless gloves. Yeah, awesome. Moving on to Josh Spencer. Yes, that's exactly on model for Sugar Lightspeed. Josh has captured the essence of my character, indeed. Where's Jack though? That's my question. Just wondering. Oh wait, that's not Josh. Who is that? Oh, that's Rebel. That's Larry. Larry's messing with me. He got in there. Oh boy. Yeah, she's very chest heavy and got her tongue sticking out like Michael Jordan. Okay, moving on to Josh. Here's Josh. Just going, what the fuck? Yeah, again, Jack is not a small person in this. Putting Hulk-sized muscles on him. And there's Sugar looking very come hither. Definitely. Josh knows how to do himself a lady. This is true. And going finally down to Daniel, the tech man, Vegas. He's putting, looks like a revolver right there, the cylinder for a revolver. That should be Jack's, I suspect. My girl doesn't use a revolver very often. So yeah, that's good. Matt, how you feeling over there? What was that?
I'm giving her a revolver for the theme.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
It
is Old West, so yeah. Matt, how you feeling over there? Tell us what's up.
I'm feeling good, Jimmy. I'm feeling good. I'm on page 12 of the script I started writing, so I'm just
fantastic.
Getting through it here, buddy. Getting through it.
This is another proof that Matt is never, very seldom does he not stop writing or doing something. He's a man who is almost driven to create. And for anybody
I am. Morgan Freeman cost too much. I wanted to have him drive me, but then I would have felt, like I was in that movie, but
yeah,
it's too much for a day rate.
You definitely missed Daisy to me. For those of you who don't know Matt, he has abilities to write if you ever need a script done or some editing taking place. He is for hire, so keep that in mind.
Come on.
Cody is also a creator. He is embroiled in his universe, as he's been talking about. I'm really looking forward to the Gold Monk. It's one of those characters when you first mentioned to me many moons ago. That I really want to see what happens. I think you need a copper character and a bronze character too.
We had there's a platinum knight back in the works. It would be somebody from like King Arthur's time who has to deal with being maybe somewhere in deep space. That was a thought. There was what else? But yeah, a copper and a bronze would be good.
Yeah. Then you just have some throwaway character who's like Tin Pan. Some prospector. Excuse me, I got a cough. Just a sec.
There it is again. That Wuhan virus is going around, folks. Make sure you're well stocked up on toilet paper and water.
That's right, toilet paper and water.
I'm trying to figure out the toilet paper.
See, I don't understand. Noodles. Like you can use many other things for toilet paper,
bad or what?
But I mean, what about ammunition? Like.
Okay, so I'll tell you why. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's because since China makes a lot of products, people are worried about lack of supply with things.
Oh yeah,
and so they're like, "Oh, we're not gonna have toilet paper." Some people thought that, and then it turns into an actual thing of like, because people are panic buying toilet paper, there is actually now a toilet paper shortage.
Oh, for the love of!
You know what I find funny? Everybody bought all the water around here.
I'm convinced people are stupid. So
everybody bought all the water around here for the most
organic
part.
section of grocery stores is over full because all the organic food is made in China.
It is?
Yeah. Like this so-called organic, local grown is all comes from China.
I don't buy
So
any organic.
suddenly the vegan section of like the grocery stores are
Fair.
just the only thing left.
Well, I don't
In
buy
other words,
organic stuff. I just buy food because I
Mhm.
I saw a study done by a reputable university, which I'm blanking on it right now, that did the nutritional value between organic food and regular food of the same type, but just not organic in name. And guess what? There isn't any difference. It's
Nope.
negligible. The nutritional
It's
value,
all it's a label. It's like it's the Subway trick
yeah,
where they put the F word on it, so people are like, it's
Well,
good for me because it says fresh.
yeah,
it's actually not nutritionally better often. Maybe it might have less preservatives generally, but it's also about how it's grown.
Mhm.
It uses less pesticides and things
well,
like that.
pesticides are what keep things from getting totally eaten up and like turning bad earlier. Actually, so I mean, as long as you wash your food, I think you should be all right.
Yeah,
Uh,
I thought that was common sense.
but I mean,
To
here's
what?
the common sense is you don't. I
I'm
mean,
just telling you
you
what
don't know who
organic
picked your food, so
actually.
you best wash it. So um, that's
Sure.
one of those things. But I always find it's funny that the markup on organic stuff is anywhere from a third to a half. So, you go down to Trader Joe's and you pick yourself up some bananas, and or you go to what's the other one? The other super expensive. What's the name of that store? Oh fuck!
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods, and you go there. I remember going and looking at bananas in the Whole Foods up in Salt Lake, and for a thing of bananas, it was $6 for a thing of bananas for like a bunch.
What?
That was $1 a banana.
Slavery ain't cheap.
Yeah, and I was like, you can go to Walmart. Again, it is Walmart, and maybe they're not as ripe. I don't know, but a thing of bananas was like $2.50, and I was just like, yeah, this is a freaking racket. So and if you're gonna buy alongside the road when you see like a fruit stand. Usually those are locally grown, and
Mm-hmm.
there you go. And we have those during the summer, and I
Farmers
regularly get myself some tomatoes and some peaches and whatever's fresh. Um,
How much longer do we have, Jim?
what?
How much longer do we have?
We have about an hour. We have just under an hour, actually. Yeah, just about like 59 minutes. So yeah, good call to ask what we're doing right now. And it looks let's look through the beautiful art we have. Erodimus is definitely got a lot of details, a lot of fun going on here. I do like you came up with a really I would not have expected this, and yeah, very cool. Got a really nice Western vibe, but it is also the future. You can see either those are airships or spaceships, one of the two, and yeah, lots of fun. Moving over to Marty. We're looking at Sugar's foot. Sugarfoot, yeah, right there. And on the good foot, Sugarfoot. And that's very cute. She's gone with kind of a stripper thing, I guess, that Sugar's doing. And that's not, that wouldn't be unusual for Sugar to employ that tactic. Sure.
I think this is like the second time I've drawn her, and I actually haven't stuck any clothes on her.
Well, she likes the all natural. She's very, very happy in that state. So, moving on to our friend the Monk, Illustrator Monk. Now he's starting to put the inks on our girl Sugar. It looks like he's got most of Jack done, at least up the top. Yeah, excellent, very nice. Everything seems to be fairly on model. Sugar's a little bit bigger than usual, but that's fine. And moving on over to Phil Knecht. Phil Knecht definitely is on model. Sugar is tiny compared to Jack, which would be the case if we were to put her in a sequential with him. And
How big is Jack?
Oh, it's kind of varies, but usually the robot that he fought in issue 1's about 8 feet, so Jack's about 6'2", maybe something like that.
like average.
Yeah, but he's wide. He's
Bulky.
yeah.
But she's 4'10",
Not like
so
that wrestling
6'2" is going to tower over her pretty well. So,
He's got the alley oop.
Yeah. I thought Jack was actually more like 6'5", 6'6", but
Yeah, he looked like he was almost 7 foot from the way I was looking at the design.
yeah, he's a big dude. And we got our friend Larry. Larry can't speak to us now because he's at work, but he's put some stuff on here. Niobe is a bitch. Vote me. I'm a sexy bitch. Sugar. And then I think it's his signature. Now, I don't think that Sugar would ever call Niobe a bitch. She might call Avani a bitch, but I don't think she'd call Niobe a bitch. Because Sugar's nice to people who are nice, generally speaking. Yeah, but good job there, Larry. You're improving. Almost a booster's level. It's beautiful. And over to Josh Spencer. All right, Josh Spencer is there's a hand placed strategically or tactically. We will surmise whatever's going on there. But I think Jack's succumbing to the charms of Sugar in this particular rendering, this particular image. So Cody,
Oh, he's having a great time on the face there.
He must have imbibed too much Everclear or something, because he's definitely taken advantage of what's being proffered. Over to Daniel, attack corner. Vega. Daniel Vega. Oh yeah, it's coming together. The inks are coming in. He's got that gun going. Yeah, nice. It's very.
I think I've got it down to normal best size for her.
Good, fantastic.
Danny Vegas.
Danny Vegas, yeah, Danny Vegas. Now, for our friend Cody, isn't one of the things that Jack can do is he can put together vehicles and guns and stuff, basically out of scrap. You can just amalgamate them together as fast, really quickly.
Well, basically any talent humanity's come up with from its inception, he's got some form of access to. So engineering's the basic one, and so it's real easy to tinker and such. And for him, so he's not like hyper intelligent. It's more, it would be muscle memory that wasn't ever actually in that particular muscle. He just has access to it. So yeah, he's able to in issue 2 he repairs a Bronco by cannibalizing a lot of other things, and then later he gets chased by cannibals in the cannibalized Bronco. That, and he's got a little bit of coding skill too, but computers didn't get it's an alt history in Ironverse Comics, very alt. So a lot of things about World War One had more World War II level technology because the Industrial Revolution and this Earth spawned famine, and so he made that happen a lot quicker and a lot heavier, and rushed that, and then that World War II kind of brought war in and that, and anyway, so the tech levels are different and the understanding's a little bit different, but he did the horses folks will see him ride with, he coded them, they're sentient AI, he split them in half so it didn't go Skynet, and those are the two horses. So he's got kind of it's access to a hyper intelligence, but he himself is not hyper intelligent. It'd be like access to the Akashic records, I guess, would be pretty close if folks are know that term. It's a theoretical storage of all knowledge in reality that can be accessed. So
he can act on that solid, but he can't explain it.
So
yeah.
So basically, Jack Irons is walking STC.
He's a suppository of information.
Yeah, that's another Warhammer reference for those who don't know.
That's, oh yeah.
Standard template construct.
Yeah.
He's a walking STC. He's got all kinds of info. That's nice.
He's got all kinds of STDs.
STC, not STD. Come on now. Yeah.
Living that long, you would be.
Well, and hanging out with Sugar as well, I don't know.
Yeah, and Sugar is clean. She's clean. She is. In her
Sure,
world, there actually
herpes
in her world actually there are actually no STDs. They've been cleaned up. That's why they're so debauched. They really don't care.
Oh,
Oh my god, they'd be like Rome.
Yep, it's very much like Rome. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not. I don't want to get too
Sodom
much into
and
my world,
Gomorrah.
but yeah, no. Lost Peaks is Sodom and Gomorrah and Tijuana and Paris and Tokyo and Los
Detroit.
Angeles and New York and Chicago and Shanghai all smashed together. Yeah, it's a crazy place. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here, and we're here for Jack Irons. So what happened to the world? What caused the world to have its apocalypse, and how did it go down? Cody.
Cody.
There we go. I'm here.
I'm gonna
I
say that
mute
it's because they
politely.
turned the frogs gay.
It was the turn of the frogs gay. Was
could
it
be.
Cody? Was it
I
turn of the
don't
frogs
know.
gay?
The butterfly
Was it?
Well,
effect.
part of it, I'm sure.
Was
Some
it?
of that
Frog
must have
effect.
happened once they started messing with chemistry.
Was it
That's,
turning the cyber frogs gay?
I think they started that way.
So what happened? Give us the 401, the lowdown about how the world became the mess that it is in Jack Irons' time.
Well, buy issue 2. No,
Buy
no,
issue
but-
2. Well, I said
Literally,
for
it's
$25 you can
lined
get
out.
all 3 issues
It's true.
plus the digital.
Wait, what you're saying right now is like everything you've been talking about for the last 45 minutes is just issue 1? That's really amazing. That's a lot of depth, a lot of detail.
Well, not
Very
everything.
impressive.
No, sir. Issue
credit.
2.
Take
I
credit.
take the credit. No, sir. I cannot do that. But no. Issue number 2 does line up part of the fall. It gives you glimpses, but really it was that bit where it hit the Industrial Revolution, and that spawned one of the brothers. He wasn't strong enough, so he wanted to bring in another, and they kind of worked together, and that destroys the world. Plague puts a timed hypervirus is what I call it. So Y2K is what really wiped out humanity, but it's a completely different type of Y2K. Nothing to do with computers. Everything to do with very much a virus that was designed. Everybody dies about 11:59. Not everybody, about half of the world's life, and then anything else that was infected comes back. Biologically altered, either as a mutant, or it starts the kaiju effect on some creatures, or it zombifies some other creatures. And some people just come back stronger and better. They can survive in radiation. They can eat cardboard. They can survive this new world that they came to. And so most of the normal people you meet in Jack Irons, they're not normal to us. They would be Homo superior. They would be one level step above. It was an evolutionary step. And so that's kind of what happened, is that just the excess got too much, and we killed ourselves, and almost to the point where the 4 destroyed everything. But then the alien government noticed we could feed their troops with something that somebody makes, again in issue 2, that allows not inorganic, but poisonous, radioactive materials, anything that is organic, to be processed into a type of consumable, so that you can feed troops, armies, people, whatever. And so
Soylent Green.
That's what happens. But as a stopgap measure, the galactic government steps in and stops the horsemen from spreading, stops those specific ones from leaving orbit or meeting with their other selves, and continuing the war. And they basically, it's called a reservation. It's just a place where they kind of treat it as a zoo, where this race built something that saved the galaxy, fed everybody, so we're protecting them and keeping them alive, this nearly extinct species. But they don't give two shits. They put no energy into it. They built the walls, and they put a basic police force, but it's corrupt and beats the hell out of anybody going in or out. It's as the government's as corrupt as you would expect a government to be. And so it just does not get any better. Jack's been having a bad day for a very long time.
Fun times.
Well, that kind of tells you why he has a certain attitude. He's kind of a taciturn fella, but he's really kind of a well, he's not kind of, he's a really cool character that I think, just like Sugar, I think you need to merchandise this boy, because I think a lot of people would really dig having him on different things, and once they, have taken him into their heart, I think a lot of people are going to love having him
Once they
around.
have accepted Jack.
Yeah, accepted
Yes.
Jack.
Their savior.
But no, right now in the campaign, we're offering metal prints that are comic book cover sized. The image will be revealed. I'm pretty sure there's one or two images that's going to happen, since we have Frank Martin Jr. from Marvel. He just covered the recent Thor reboot cover, and he covers Wolverine right now. Very crazy get that we were able to. He's doing a variant cover for issue #1, available only through this campaign. So we might want to do a virgin print of that as the metal print. I want to see it first though. And so that's undecided, but that's available. We also have a shirt add-on available. And we have the big prize, which is me hand painting a 4-inch scale model of Jack that's was done by Model 316. It's a very cool looking figure. You can see
amazing.
Thank you. You can see the 3D turnaround on the campaign page if you really want to look at it, of the master model. And if you guys don't want to spend that much for a hand-painted model from me that'll have a certificate of authenticity I'm going to sign and all that. And so you can get the model through my publisher, Wicked Publishing, here in the coming months, and it'll probably need to be assembled and painted yourself, but it'll be much cheaper. So it's more a personal thank you if you guys were going to spend that much for one of those pieces. But we do have some merch available.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. So are you planning on putting together like an online store and that sort of thing, correct?
At the moment, I have a Teespring up that you can buy some T-shirts already and all of that. So I've messed with that. I'm actually one of the few indie comic creators that I've seen recently that has been had merch pirated. On Amazon, people were selling images of Jack's stuff on pillows and towels and shit. We stopped that happening it was foreign accounts. I think one was Vietnam, one was it was South Asian accounts, but anyway, that was brought down within a couple weeks. But there is people like the images at the very least, so that was a good sign. But so I've been more hesitant to really lean into the merch stuff again, heavy, like advertise it, but mainly because I'm focusing on one thing at a time, and I really want to focus on the comic. But the merch is there if folks want it. It's not too far away or hidden.
Awesome. That's excellent. It's good to hear about that. I just want to let everybody know that Crypto Comics has put into the chat the Napalm Brothers link if you want to go check that out. Napalm Brothers is a great book that is currently funding right now. And Rebel Comics has a background music for the Sugar Challenge, I guess. Maybe that's ZTV's stuff they did for me. I'm not sure. You want to tell us what that is exactly, Larry? And Crypto Comics did also put a link for Little Girl Lethal. And Flit Amaranth has put another one for Little Girl Lethal. I just got called out on Twitter by the War Campaign because I shouldn't be doing this, apparently, but working on my book, even though I have a letterer currently working on my book. But, that's fun. That's fun.
Well, if they want to do that shit, they need to go poke somebody else who.
You can't stop people from what they do, and I am late, so it is warranted, but it is interesting that they.
Yeah, but at least you're admitting you admitting to your mistake, not going nope, nothing to see here.
At least you're not a 30-year veteran of the industry.
I don't know who you're talking about, actually.
I don't either, but I'm just saying, just for example, if you were
I have made missteps. I will take not advantage of that, but take responsibility for it. And then other things were kind of unavoidable. But yeah, I do this also for promotion of my book and also promotion of the artists that are awesome, and we have a lot of fun. And I put it on hiatus for a while because of the very fact that I was so involved in what I was trying to get done that I didn't really have any energy to do this. Months of as I talk about, banging my head against the wall. And now that I've kind of put it in the hands of another person to help me with it, I have more energy and a little less strain on me. But anyway, people don't take that into account, and that's that's fine. But I'm not trying to throw any stones. Although I think you best look at the mote in your own eye before you, or look at the beam in your own eye before you point out the mote in the other person's eye. Yeah, cast the first stone if you have no sin. But some people don't live by that, even though they profess to.
Because I plan to put out my own comic, but I'm gonna do it as a web comic instead.
Sure, that's fine. Okay, cat. Yeah. I have a cat that's attacking me. Go away. Go away, cat. I'm not a linity. Go away. He's actually very nice. He's just being.
Get off my cat.
I don't kick him or anything. I just kind of shove him away with my foot. Anybody see that thing with the linity? That cat totally taking a bite out of her? Man.
Yeah, what was that?
That was the girl who tossed the cat over her shoulder, not but.
Oh, that's the one that tossed the cat out over her shoulder?
Yeah, she did more. Go ahead, Marty.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that lady had been harassing that cat for a while. I think she was kind of asking for it.
Well, I saw a montage of her like sitting on the cats, kicking her dog, throwing the cat, like shoving it, wow. like flicking it, and then the cat like apparently got fed up or something. I don't know, but she's sitting there spazzing out, and then the cat just comes and attacks and bites her on the arm, and then chases her around the room while she's on a rolling chair, and the cat seemed pretty like it didn't seem like it was playing because I know cats because I have cats, and my cats have never done that.
It was in a hunting mode for sure.
It definitely was in hunting mode. That cat was after her, and she was freaking out. Yeah, and the bite was not it was enough to pull the skin away from her arm. It was like wow. Anyway, that was something that happened. Rebel Comics says, hail, brother. Hail, Mogwai. And then Rebel Comics says, pour some sugar on me by Def Leppard. Oh, that could be, I guess. And then there's also Sugar. And then there's another one by Trick Daddy called Sugar as well. And then there's another one by Maroon 5 called Sugar that have been fairly popular. So take your pick. Oh, Risey Lee shows up in the chat. Hail Mogwai, Risey Lee from Down Under. He is from the opposite side of Australia than our friend Josh Spencer.
Australia?
Yeah, Risey Lee hails from Perth, and then Josh hails from around Sydney somewhere. So yeah, isn't that right, Josh? Josh?
No comment.
Josh must be getting a drink. I don't know.
He's probably in the 10.
Let's go to Erodimus. Erodimus is doing another drawing. He's known for this. He's known for doing multiple drawings when he gets on. I've seen him before, and he's pretty quick. Were you here last week, Erodimus? You weren't here, were you?
No, I got the call, but I was like coming home at the time, and didn't get here till like it was almost over.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. I like your flavor, man. You can do a really great Western if you wanted to, I think.
Oh, I'm working on a couple Westerns actually.
Oh, excellent. Because your flavor really it lends itself to that genre.
One kind of got stalled because the title was taken.
Mm-hmm.
And the title fit it so well that it was just like
What was the title? Can you say or not?
Iron West.
Oh yeah, that's probably been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ducked and Apple has one with that.
Yeah, well, let's move over to are you done, Marty? Or are we finishing up? Oh, you're finishing up, I see. She's still working on it. Yeah. As we know, Marty loves her color. She she never fails to have quite a bit of vibrancy, and she's going for a sepia back tone there. Very nice, excellent. Moving on to Illustrator Monk. Illustrator Monk's getting the top half of it all inked in, looking pretty good. Sugar's taking shape, so is Jack. Yeah, right on. Very nice.
How much time do we have left, sir?
We're sitting at 40, about 55 minutes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think. No, sorry, my bad. My bad. That would be. Yeah, no, it's 55. What am I thinking? 15 plus 40.
What I'm asking you.
54 minutes now. Sorry.
All right. You sure, Jim?
Yes, sir. What?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And we're going over to Phil Knecht. He's starting to Copic everything in. Sugar's looking very... Oh, I see how she's giving him sugar. She's grabbing around him. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yup. He's like, are you grabbing my ass? And she's like, oh, yes, I am. Yeah. So going on to back. Oh, we had something added here by Larry. I'm not sure what that is. It's probably a mogwai, a sugar mogwai down there in the right hand corner. Yeah, it's looking very cute. Just add water. And okay, going over to Josh Spencer. He's keeping it. It's got a very Western vibe here. Jack Irons' gun looks more like a howitzer, hand howitzer. Definitely bigger than Sugar's gun. Of course, that might be analogous to something. Who's to say? He's got his hand on her hip, and she's got the kind of the saloon girl outfit going on there. Very nice. I appreciate that. Very Western, but he's kept the very high and very stereotypical for Sugar, those big old pigtails that she has. Very nice. She does have quite the rack on her. All right, moving over to Daniel. Daniel's working on the face of Sugar, it looks like. Very nice.
I don't want to hear another complaint about her not having big chest, since Josh is getting away with it.
Well, Josh is, he definitely gave her a shelf, Stick your beer right there between the cleavage.
Right.
Yeah, it's looking good. Is there anything you'd like to add, Cody, about your book, and anything you want to tell people about the campaign or about your universe or about your character?
Buy it is definitely on there. But we've got 2 weeks as of now. We're at 34.5% or so. So it's got a little bit. I can extend, and I probably will, depending on how what the winds are looking like. Most likely I will. It's very unlikely I won't. But so check it out. We've already delivered 2 wonderful issues worldwide. This is it's a sure bet where the money's going to go, what the money's for, and that it's been used successfully before. If you're into Westerns, if you're into think pieces, if you're into big journeys, if you're into very stylized visuals, if you're into post-apocalyptic, just the genre as a whole, I think we've got something that might be up your alley, and I've done everything in my power to make it easily accessible to dive in. Again, you can read issue number 1 in black and white for free on Topastic, so TAPAS, and then just look up Jack Irons, and you'll probably find it right away. That's the best way to really go about it. Me talking about it can't really do it the same justice our team can when we're able to. So yeah, check it out if you would, if you haven't.
And nothing beats it in color, really.
Yeah, the color adds multiple layers of like worth for me.
Yeah,
really
I did like
it in black and white because it is really nice line art. But when the color was added, I mean, it is a quality book. The cover you got for the first issue is one of my favorite covers I've seen in years. It's really cool. It's the vibe for me. The second cover is very vibrant color with the four horsemen kind of aspects. And like I'm really excited to see what you do with the third issue. I'm gonna go to the chat here real quick just to we got Good Dog Press. We got Manny from Good Dog Press of Skunk Girl fame currently in the chat. Nice to have you here. Everybody loves Manny. Flit Amaret says hashtag colorful Marty. Indeed, Flit. Indeed. And then Crypto says support Jack Irons here. So those of you who are in the chat or who view this later on and are checking out our chat.
No, it's way better than Shaman's Tears by Mike Grell back at Image Comics back in the day.
Well,
way better.
Shaman's Tears is terrible.
It's better than Turok Dinosaur Hunter. It's as good as when Mike Barron wrote Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Slow down.
I said it. Yeah, that valiant Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Yeah, that was terrible.
That's a bit of rough read for me. I've been trying to slog through it to see if there's anything of value in there for Tracker.
Mike Barron wrote like 3 issues that were pretty good.
I picked up a couple issues a while back, like the first 5 or 6, and they were pretty terrible.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, I really enjoy the writing, and I enjoy the art. I enjoy the stylization of Jack Irons' art. It has a flavor that's uniquely its own, and the character itself. I mean, he's very iconic. Once you see him, it's hard to not have him in your head. How he is, and he's really cool. Now, when I was first talking with Cody a long time ago, before the book even got done, and I'd just seen the line art, he told me all kind of a brief outline of most of the stuff, and it was before he kind of knew me, so he was being a little circumspect about everything. He wasn't giving everything away. But as he filled it in over time, I was like, man, this is a universe I can really immerse myself in. And I think anybody who loves Westerns, loves future and science fiction, loves, like he said, a little bit more think piecey than you would expect. There's action and stuff going on, but there's layers to this. There's more underneath that makes it a lot deeper than one would expect. In a very similar vein to say Rags. Rags is not just a naked chick running around fighting zombies and dealing with assholes. There's a lot more to that book, and I believe that Jack Irons is too. I think he's giving a message without being pedantic or so on the nose that people will just think that, oh my, not another one of these. It's something that will make you think and make you pause and wonder about where we're going as a species. It's pretty cool that way.
That's my hope. I was a lot of people are take the politics out of comics or whatever, and I was hearing that yesterday, and I didn't have to address it. I felt like addressing it. Is that what politics there is in Jack? It's anti-authoritarian. It's anti-politics. So it's very. By its nature, I can't beat you over the head with that message, or else it's complete cognitive dissonance. It just does not work. You can't be anti-authoritarian and apply that in an authoritarian manner. So the best way is take you on a journey and present you with some ideas, and if the ideas resonate with you, great. If not, hopefully you still had fun on the journey.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how. If you want to give a message, I mean, entertain first and foremost. I mean, I think a lot of people lost the art of how to do that, of giving a message without being so blunt that people are like, stop preaching to me, and not entertaining. I mean, that's what all of our stories are about. It goes back to primordial campfire, where people would tell the stories that would teach about the past, about current events, about the events of the day. Even I think that we've lost this way of storytelling has just either been villainized because it was made by men, I guess, and or it's thought to be old passé, and so they want to deconstruct everything and tear it apart, and then think they're being avant-garde by telling a story that really is nothing but either propaganda or banal but bullshit. Now that's just my opinion, however. But the art of of being a storyteller and a creator should be something that should never be lost by the civilizations of man, because that's the only way we really pass on the true deep wisdom, as not just knowledge but wisdom that has been collected over the ages. And that's what we're doing here when we create great art and great stories that engage and pull people into another world, so we can kind of escape for a little while, but then we get something with it as well. I'm going to the chat real quick. Crypto Comics says the absolute best and some of the worst of the 90s in comics: Marvel, Image, DC, Valiant, Eternity, Dark Horse, and much more. Get it all from yours truly on Crypto Comics. And I would say that Crypto Comics as a channel is a great channel. For those of you who have never been there, go sub. If you love comics, he will tell you about the best and possibly some of the worst that you can find out there. If you like cringe, that's a lot of people do that. If you like the best stuff, the stuff you want to seek out, Matt has that in spades.
I do.
Yeah, he does, and he's got a nice catalog. The man knows what he's doing, how to put together stuff, and he's entertaining as he reads from the books. Flit Amarat says the great thing about Jack Irons is that it fills two niches that are sorely lacking in modern comics: a Western genre and also a more grown-up story slash world. And that is indeed true. Flit is right on the money there. Crypto Comics also says, discover the wild Western meets Southern supernatural mashups of Legends of the Lone Wolf. Now at the printers, only $20 for over 100 pages of stories. And yes, go out and get that from Doug Garrett and company. Matt also has I believe you have a story in there as well, right, Matt?
I do. I have a 38-page story.
Excellent. And I've read that story.
That takes place here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, I've read that story, and Matt knows what he's talking about. He loves to set things in the Pacific Northwest, around Portland and Washington, where he's, he grew up, and it's his beloved area, and he really tells good stories. Anyway, you want to say something more?
I do. I like to tell stories predominantly from the Pacific Rim. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
And the same way I like kind of the West. I've set my world basically on
East
top
Coast
of.
can suck it.
Yeah, you know? I've set my world on top of Yellowstone, and as the story will progress, it'll go.
See, we're West Coast. We represent a harder brand of rap. We capped Biggie. Don't forget that.
West Side. All right. Yeah. So let's go on and look at the art right now. Where are we sitting at in time, guys? We're 10:51, so we're looking about 24 minutes. Okay. I don't know. Okay. All right. Oh, nice. He's adding another girl. Oh, that sugar is very appealing. Me lucky. Very good, Erodimus. And looks like Jack's coming hat in hand to get a little bit of sugar. Maybe they have a transaction. But Sugar's not that kind of girl. Just have to ask her nicely. And going over to Marty, I think you're done. Are you done?
Yeah, just about. Just making sure to save the thing.
Nice. I
Save
like
it.
this.
Save it.
As we've noted, Marty has improved on her anatomy quite a lot. All right. From the last time when we kind of went on hiatus, she took a class, and it has obviously paid off. Things are looking quite good now.
I think Larry's doing a great job also.
What was that, Marty?
I don't flatten the butts anymore.
No, you don't. No, you don't. On this one, if it had been me, I might have added a little bit more shoulder to Jack, but it's looking all right. I'm happy with it. Because Jack is like a big burly dude. Now we got our friend Illustrator Monk, and he's working down the bodies. I don't know if he's going to finish off the bottom half, but it would be nice because Sugar's bottom half is very nice usually. And I've got a nice vibe going on here, and Sugar is, I think she's trying to tempt Jack, and he's just he's thinking about it. And over to Phil Knecht. Phil Knecht, our German man of German extraction. That's how we spell the Knecht, the German spelling. He's got sugar here, and she's definitely putting a vibe out there to Jack, and Jack
It's really
is
good there. Yeah,
it is.
that's
It's really nice. And Jack's kind of like, huh? Oh, oh, you can see it in his hands.
Yeah.
His hands are saying, "Oh, something's happening."
Yeah.
Yep. And now we're going over to Larry. Larry has. Oh, that's not a Mogwai. I think it's a Mogwai and Niobe. That's what
Larry's
we're looking at there.
is probably gonna win because, but one thing he does need to do, Larry, you should make her arms like metal, like Jack's arms. So you're kind of like like little girl irons.
Yeah, little girl island, something
Sugar
like that.
irons.
Try to stay with the theme, Larry. But I'm glad you have put stuff in there. You're kind of doing to Daniel by putting Niobe in there.
You know what though? That Niobe does look kind of like a Mogwai.
It does look like a Mogwai.
It needs the ears, Larry. Also add the ears on your Mogwai in the last few minutes.
It's not a Mogwai, James.
Iron arms and Mogwai ears is what's really missing.
No. Larry likes to call me James, which is my true official name. But I never call him Lawrence. But whatever, tit for tat. Moving on to Josh Spencer, who is currently muted. Maybe he's got a leaf blower outside going on. Who knows? Is this finished, Josh? Josh? Yeah, it might be. He's currently quiet, and he's gone with kind of a sepia thing too, throwing to the western, and definitely evocative and provocative. Very nice. He's given Jack quite the lantern jaw there. Definitely, you hit that guy's jaw, you're gonna break your hand. Moving over to Daniel, Tech Vega. Oh, there's Sugar. Very cute Sugar. Very nice. He decided to go with a dark top, which is fine. Sugar is not adverse to mixing things up in how she dresses once in a while. Yeah, very nice. He's got the perfect eyes, those light blue eyes. Very, very good.
How come Spencer made his Jack irons look so like sleazy?
I don't know, but maybe it's just projection on.
I feel like he's menacing. Like this is like part. Spencer menaces a girl.
I know it's very Me Too. He's coming up and giving her a squeeze, and she's like, "Yeah, okay, right, whatever."
He likes his Jack irons to give off a real Harvey Weinstein vibe.
Definitely. I'm gonna get some of that. And that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah. Josh, if you want to say something, you better defend yourself. Otherwise, we're just going to keep giving you a hard time.
And to be honest, also, I think Phil is actually drawing like Ron Perlman as Jack Irons.
It's actually
It does look like Ron Perlman.
Like whenever I see really long-faced characters, like that's just kind of where my mind goes.
To Ron Perlman.
Mm-hmm. That's good casting. That's good casting, I'm sure.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, you'd have to put him in a suit, though, to give him that kind of shoulders. Those are some serious shoulders. Yeah, looking good. Fantastic. Let's go back to the chat, see if anybody said anything. Flip Amrad can confirm Marty's art is looking good. This is true. Yeah. We got 80 people in the chat. We got 8 people in the chat, and we currently have 5 people who liked the stream. But
did all 8 of them back Jack Irons yet?
Yeah, have all 8 of you back Jack Irons?
Or the Napalm Brothers after that? When you're done backing Jack Irons, back to Napalm Brothers.
Yes.
It's only $10, and you're going to get not only a comic book, a full color comic book, but you get an ash can also because they unlock that tier, and it's only $10. That includes the shipping for Napalm Brothers.
Hell of a deal.
Hell of a deal.
Hell of a deal.
Yep. Excellent. Everybody should go out and back both books. That I think they're are well worth your money. If you have time, go check out Golma by Zachary Bradley as well. Another beautiful book. I'd love to have him on sometime to be on the Cheesecake Challenge. but he is currently he's working on stuff, and yeah, so maybe one of these days. Yeah, anybody seen that actual book, Golma? That's a campaign currently.
I don't know that
Yeah,
one.
it's all the new stuff. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really quite beautiful.
Oh,
Zach has a very painterly style that, in my opinion, is kind of reflective of like what whiskey paint does. Only definitely Zach's flavor. Like he very rich tones and lots of dark shadows, and he knows how to set atmospherics. I'm really pleased by what I'm seeing. I did put money back on that book. All the books we've talked about, I actually put money on. So yeah, I put my money where our mouth is. So. All right, let's go see what's going on with Erodimus. Yep, that's it. Is that done yet? Is it done?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, we've got 2 pieces by Erodimus. Very good. Thank you for showing up. You really brought the thunder, and I'm digging this guy. Look, Sugar looks very, very cute in this one. Her face is quite expressive, and I kind of like what Jack's obsequiousness, that seems like there. Like
Yeah, I like it.
Even in movies, they cut away when someone takes off their hat so they can comb their hair.
Yeah, anybody who's worn a cowboy hat can attest that you basically have sweat dripping down, and when you take off your hat, it's just plastic.
Oh god, yeah, you look horrible.
Just generally any acting.
Cody, are you in New Mexico?
I am.
I just read that Stranger Things is heading to New Mexico.
Huh, interesting.
To Albuquerque. Yeah.
That makes sense. We recently, a while back, about the time the first Thor came out, or was being filmed, excuse me, we were doing a lot of film credits, trying to get another industry in the state. And it seemed to work. It's pretty cheap to film down here, and lots of gorgeous places to film. So
yeah,
it works out.
I personally like northern Mexico is quite beautiful. I'm not a big fan myself of actually Albuquerque. But places like Santa Fe is gorgeous. Like where you're at, it's quite nice. All that volcanic area is really cool. And then over by Shiprock, even though it's very deserty, the Shiprock is a very you go there and it's just this mountain sticking out of nowhere, old volcanic plume. Yeah, it's awesome. And then you go down south and they have like the dunes down there, and it's
you get south enough, at least you get the caverns, Carlsbad Caverns, and then that's about it for our attractions. But the caverns are wonderful.
The most picturesque stuff is definitely in the north, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then as you head in, that you get a bit of the Grand Staircase as well. Red Rock areas. There are some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you get a chance to visit Cody's area, you'll be very happy to see a lot of beautiful area. Yeah. So, and I often pimp my state because we have 5 national parks, and it's the majority of the Grand Staircase except for down in Arizona where you have the Grand Canyon. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm looking at Marty's, but she's got a big box over at the top of it currently. And,
sorry.
And is that finished?
Yep.
Super. Marty's done a great job. We got luster and sheen on Sugar's hair. Very nice. I like that. And she's cozying up very closely to Jack, and he's a little bit like, whoa, okay. What's happening? What's going on here? Nice. Going over to Illustrator Monk. He's going with the classic look on my girl Sugar with the short skirt and the crop top. I'm happy with that.
How much time left, Jimmy? How much time left?
We are looking at 12 minutes.
12 sexy minutes.
Yep, 12 sexy minutes. And Illustrator Monk is he's coming down to the wire here on his inking, but of course Illustrator Monk is always doing a great look for my girl and any other girl that he ever does. And I love how Jack looks in this one. Very, very iconic. Moving over to Phil. I think you're done, Phil. Aren't you done?
Monk wins again.
I think
Oh, you're back, Josh. We were giving you a hard time.
That's okay. I'll have to do a few things.
You have to do a few things? You have other work to do because you're a working artist.
Yes, I did also that.
Well, it's almost time to vote in 12 minutes, Josh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Phil's done here. Very nice. Got the cope shading, and Sugar's just in a looks like in her little thong, little G-string. And yeah,
giggle.
That's Marty. That set Marty off right there. She's
Oh no, that was me.
So yeah, and
did you see my drawing there, Jim?
I did see your drawing. Why isn't it still up?
Huh.
Yes.
Exactly.
Why indeed?
There's a question. Look! Larry put in a Jack Irons. He's putting in currently right now. Double fisting guns. Yep. Or dildos. One of the two. I'm not sure. Yeah. Very nice. So we got an extra character, Mogwai Niobe. Very nice. And Jack Irons. I think that's Jack Irons. I'm assuming. And you know what happens when you assume. But yeah, nice job, Larry. Very good. Using this Corel paint. I think that's what it is. And over here back to Joshua. Joshua, we noted that you kept your bobs quite effulgent, quite present.
Her bobs?
Her boobs, her breastages,
oh.
her bust, her rack, her shelf. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was gonna do something else, but I decided. Yeah.
Well, it's nice. The saloon girl works, especially for the motif. We were saying that Jack seems a little bit of a skeevy perv there in your drawing. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get some of that. That's yeah. And he's got a very big gun. That gun.
He does.
That gun could take down an aircraft carrier. Yeah. Going over to Daniel Vega. He's getting the color in. He's putting color in, which is very nice. Pardon me. We got the hat to go. But I think he's gonna make it. Oh, the hat came in pretty quick, and the hat band, and we might be done. And Daniel Vega stayed on target today. Actually actually going with the theme. And we're happy about that. So it's good. Very nice.
All right. He's going to keep hammering about that, isn't
he? Yes, we are. Are those bullets or teeth in his hat band?
I don't know if they're bullets or teeth, so I'm assuming they're bullets.
Yeah, well, we'll go with bullets. Can you?
They are bullets.
They are bullets.
Bullets made of teeth. Bullets made from bear teeth.
That's right. Bear ivory as the bullet.
That's right.
You know,
very dangerous.
What is that? What would you call them? Like mecha bear teeth.
Mecha bear teeth.
All right.
The mega shark tooth.
Yeah, sure. That'll work. All right, let's go back to the chat and see if anybody's said anything. We got 10 people now. More from Crypto Comics, Napalm Brothers. Again, you get a free bonus ash can. It's about ready to go to print, and it's only $10. Napalm Brothers.
That includes the shipping, Jim.
Oh, that includes the shipping is free.
That includes the shipping. You're going to get a full color comic book. You're going to get the ash can comic book, which I would call a mini comic, not an ash can. I'd say it's a mini comic.
Right.
And you're going to get it for $10. That includes the shipping. How about that?
That's a fantastic deal.
What do you think of that?
Anybody who's listening, you should go and check that out. $10. I mean, how can you pass that up for a great book? A lot of fun, kind of a 70s like crime vibe with some Vietnam overtones or undertones.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun's going on. They're going to pull a caper, it seems like, and guns and gasoline and girls. So yeah.
Guns, gas, and girls.
So
sounds gangster.
Yep. Gangsta.
It's from Gravestone Press.
Gravestone Press. So go out and get that.
112 backers can't be wrong.
Yep, they can't be wrong. Crypto also points out that Jack Irons is here. It's the wildest, weird West sci-fi cowboy comic out. They're currently a reasonable price and proven to deliver on time. This is true, much better than me. Cody does deliver. and he gets it to the people, the backers' hands, you should take that into account, and you should support the man, because I want him to continue to build his universe. Big Fuzzy 66 has come into the chat. Vote for Phil is a vote for justice. So you got one guy that's there for you, Phil. Big Fuzzy 66. Then there's Philette Amaranth. Josh doesn't know Bob's. Shameful. Yeah, I think he was not just not paying attention. Yeah. Have we lost Josh? Nope, he's still there.
Nope. Right. I miss Booster.
Yeah, where's Booster? We can have him come and do one of his most.
Computer went.
Yeah, his computer went on the fritz or something.
We need to do a crowdfunding.
It's terrible. It's the worst thing that ever happened.
I miss Booster.
Yeah, Thursday night was really sad without Booster.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, he doesn't show up.
Like, it was good, but it was like there was something missing.
There was a hole in our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Kiwi-shaped hole.
A kiwi-shaped hole, that's right. 6 minutes.
6 minutes. 6 sexy minutes left.
Yep. And we will call it at quarter after 11 at my time.
Illustrator Monk is so fast.
Yeah, he is very quick, and he does a good job. I mean, just
what's his book? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we need to get the link to your book or whatever you're doing, man. Whenever that's ready to roll. Same with Phil. Phil did something very quick as well. Dang it, dude.
Phil's a real G.
Yeah, Phil and Phil and Monk. It sounds like a buddy cop movie. Phil and Monk.
Yeah,
pretty sweet movie.
Oh, it's nice. It's very good. It's a little pixelated for me right now, but that's all right. Yeah, look at that, Phil. Definitely, he's getting a little bit of sugar. Definitely getting some sugar.
Yeah,
very nice. We have got great art tonight.
This
Excellent.
guy could draw a really good Sugar Lightspeed book if he does do sequential.
Yeah. I think all of the stuff tonight has brought a nice flavor. I'm really, really happy with what we have. I'm glad to have these wonderful artists on every week now. We're going to try to do this as long as I can keep things up. Even Larry. Even Larry with his wonderful rudimentary art, but heartfelt. All right. Where are we at now? 5 minutes? 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And,
4 sexy minutes.
And look at this. I don't think sugar has a bottom on in Daniel Vega's piece. Yeah.
I don't think so. He's a kinky guy, yeah, Daniel Vega. You know.
She
he likes sucking on toes.
That's right. There's no bottom, no bottom sugar, and sugar seems to be okay with that. She's just like, "Yep, I'm here." I just need to run out. I ran out as soon as Jack called me, and I just forgot my panties. It happens. Yeah. How you doing, Marty? You haven't said much for a bit.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Would you ever run out without your panties? I mean, would that happen to you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I would not.
You're conscientious about your underwear. I understand. But Sugar's not really that way. She goes out with top and without the bottom. Sometimes without the whole thing, you know.
Sugar's probably someone you have to remind, hey, put your clothes on.
Yeah. She is. She's kind of absent-minded that way. She's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Give me a second. This is the one by Erodimus. He's adding some color. Oh, color in the last few minutes from Erodimus. Oh, he's trying to get more points. Definitely more points.
Definitely.
3 minutes remaining.
3 minutes remaining. And Sugar, he's putting a little bit of red on her lips, a little yellow on her hair. Yeah. Is there a little pink on her bustier or whatever? Looks like there is.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, nice. Little dusty pink. And what color are panties? Are they white?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, well, we'll find out by the end. Oh yeah, it's looking very nice. Yeah, Jack seems he's blushing a little bit. It looks like there. Yep. He's like I did not expect this maneuver, and most people don't with Sugar. So yeah. Let's go moving on to Marty. Yeah, very, very beautiful. Again, very full of vibrant color. And Phil is is erasing the extra lines so that the inking stands out. Looks very nice. We've got both characters very well rendered. Nice, great. Going over to Phil. Definitely the Cheesecake Challenge. We have fulfilled the theme tonight excellently. And going to Larry's. Larry's is going to get a special award. And then we've got Josh Spencer. What time we got right now? Got 1 minute. 1 minute. And there we go. And then finally Daniel Vega. And then let's see what time we got. We got
seconds of love.
That's right. We'll do the countdown here in a minute. Everybody.
Larry didn't add the cybernetic arms.
Oh man, 10, 9.
And he didn't add the Mogwai ears.
8, 7.
I'm not voting for you, Larry,
6,
because of
5,
the Mogwai ears predominantly.
4, 3, 1, 2, 1, and we are. Yep, we're done. Put your instruments down. Flit, could you please, if you would, put the poll up for our 10 people and everybody on our panel. Let's go vote. All right. All right. Yeah. Tonight. Who deserves it? I'm looking.
Some quality pieces. Great work.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a tough one.
We got Erodimus, Humble Marty, Illustrator Monk, Larry, Phil, Knecht, Josh Spencer, and Tech Corner Daniel Vega.
Yo.
So, Erodimus, do you have a second name that you would like to use, or just Erodimus?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Erodimus Prime.
Yep, it's a Knecht. I don't think that Flit Amaranth knows how to spell Knecht, and I don't blame him. It's German, so
nobody ever gets it right. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, but Phil did he acquitted himself quite admirably tonight. So excellent. I'm gonna give this maybe 3 more minutes, and we just fill in some pattern. Matt, Cody. What would you like to say before we get to the end here?
Well, I'm real grateful to you, Slick. Thank you for hosting and putting this together and giving Jack a little bit of a boost here. And thank you all artists for lending your talents both to the show and rendering the Steel Cowboy in such a fine manner as only you folks could. Really appreciate it. It's really humbling. Real grateful, and again, thank you guys for having me and for checking out Jack Irons.
That sounds what I would say. I would thank our artists for coming out. They do such a great job, and I really am appreciative. They just share their skills because they do brilliant work every time. They really put their heart into it, and do glorious art. Like this is a great panel tonight. Even Larry.
He tries.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets his 10,000 hours in, it could be brilliant. Who knows? What time are we sitting at now? Okay, we'll go to 20 after, and then we will call it, and then we'll have a wrap up for everybody, and they can put it what they want to. And did you guys have a good time with this challenge? Did you like this particular theme?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
What was that little key? You put a kiwi in it there, didn't you, Robert? Shout out to Booster. We miss you, you little fetcher. Yeah. Hopefully Booster does come around sooner than later. We lost Humble. I don't know where she went.
Slick, I'm really impressed with you today. None of us needed a thesaurus to actually get the work done.
Yeah,
it's really special.
Yeah, I left the alliteration out today. I wanted it to be clear exactly what was going on with this because I'm doing this for Cody and for Jack Irons. I want to really push this book and get it to its goal, and I think it can be done. we just everybody who's involved, if you really want to, support him, make sure that you tweet him out and that sort of thing, and let people know. The Facebook, the Instagram, and Twitter. And if you do,
wherever you can share the word of the Weird Space West, I am very, very grateful for it. Only way it's going to get done.
All right. Let me see here. Oop. Oh, darn it. What happened there? All right. We're sitting at 1 minute out, and then I guess we'll just call it as soon as we hit 11:20. Matt, do you want to say anything?
No.
All right then. Okay. There's a long pregnant pause for nothing. All right.
Dramatic pause.
Yeah, dramatic pause, and then it's like, yeah, you guys can fuck off.
There's Booster in the chat.
Booster in the chat. We throwing you love, Booster. We're missing you.
He says, "Hey, you got it on the right channel."
Yeah, we did.
Good job.
Finally.
Good job, Slick Jimmy.
Finally. Okay, it's 20 past 11. Thank you for everybody coming out. Let's go and see what's happened. All right. There were 11 votes. Anybody else want to vote? Do you guys want to vote? No? Okay. All right.
Hang on. Where's the... Oh, here we go. Let me vote.
It's Thundaro Briscoe's in the chat too. That's awesome.
Thundaro's in there. You guys want to vote really quick so we can get this done? Please? Por favor.
Vote.
Go vote.
Booster, vote. Show him the link. Show him one more time, Jimmy. All of the beautiful imagery.
Can you?
There you go. That's Josh Spencer.
All right. There's that. That's a one of Erodimus. He did 2 tonight. Very impressive. This is Marty's. This one's Illustrator Monk. This is a Phil Knecht.
Thanks, Johnny.
This is Larry. This is Josh Spencer. And this is Daniel Vega. Larry filled in for you, Booster, if you didn't notice. Just saying. All right.
Booster voted Humble Marty because her accent is cute.
Okay. 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 Let's see what we got here. This can't be right. This can't be right. All right. 15 votes. Okay. I guess
15's really good.
15 votes, but this can't be right in the sense that
That's right.
I'm a little surprised about one thing. All right, here we go. Calling it.
How could it be wrong?
At the bottom with 0 votes and
what?
Yeah, 0 votes. Illustrator Monk.
What
the heck? What?
0 votes.
What?
God, it's about time.
Monkey didn't vote for yourself.
Freaky Friday.
No, I don't vote for myself ever.
Man, that's a travesty in my opinion. He deserves at least 1 vote.
I'm so confused.
It's religious bigotry.
It must be. It's against the monks. Ascetics are getting persecuted. But Illustrator Monk is at the bottom of the pack.
I thought he would be at the top.
I thought so too. With 1 vote, 7% of the vote, Larry, Rebel Comics.
Larry stole your vote, Illustrator.
So, yeah.
Larry's the only guy who's actually worse than Booster.
That seems wrong. It seems like, it seems wrong. But I love you, Larry. Daniel Tech Corner came in with 2 votes, 13%, and also Humble Marty with 2 votes at 13%, giving them both the bronze medal. At 3 votes apiece, for 20% of the vote is Josh Spencer and Erodimus. They get the silver medal.
Cool.
And with 4 votes, 4 massive votes for 27% of the total, Phil Knecht wins with the gold medal tonight.
Clap, clap, clap.
All the work.
That was an unexpected result. Not that Phil won, but that our man Monk didn't get a vote. That just
He won't be back.
He won't be back. We've chased him away. I'm mortified now. I just don't know what to do. I'll have to send him
Jimmy.
I'll have to send him a fruit basket.
No.
Yeah. Everybody, thank you for coming out for the Cheesecake Challenge tonight. All you people in the chat who hung around and watched this, anybody just showed up, thanks a lot. Anybody who watches this subsequently, thank you for checking out the beautiful art and the goofiness and my dumbass not quite getting everything put together. We have stuff going on in the background currently right now. I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of noise.
Probably Spencer.
That's me.
So I really appreciate
it's
everybody.
Happy hour in frickin' Australia right now. You gotta remember.
I'm sitting down under.
Are they in a bar now?
So
everyone is in a bar in Australia right now.
It's just a constant drunken, haze in Australia. So to go through the panel one more time, Erodimus, do you want to pimp anything?
You can check out my Instagram, elrod.elrod, and you can check out 4Color Fantasy on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. It's a comic book shop, and I believe the end of the month they're starting a bidding for sketch covers for a charity. I did a couple of them and a couple other things for them. And there's a ton of artists. Really cool stuff. Really good charity.
You are free to come back anytime, just like everybody else on the panel, even Larry, but especially Monk. Moving over to Marty, anything you wanna shill?
Yeah, I have at least just my Twitter at Humble Marty. I've also got a DeviantArt, HumbleMarty at DeviantArt.com. And I think that's about enough of my stuff. Oh, don't forget to back Jack Irons. It's really good.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And going on to Illustrator Monk, who got robbed tonight of any votes. I'm very distraught about that. Anything you want to shill, buddy?
Check out Saving the World on Indiegogo. I only did the cover, so you guys are perfect. You don't have to look at my art once you open it.
That's awesome, man. And as a consolation prize, because this is Sugar, as Sugar is usually portrayed, and I love Jack Irons, and our proximity, I'm going to buy that off you, so holler at me. And Phil Knecht, our winner, our gold medalist. What do you got to say, and what do you want to tell people about?
Well, I would just like to say that after months of being trounced by Monk and having my ego and my soul destroyed over and over again by Illustrator Monk, that I feel like a titan tonight. I feel like a Greek god. I feel like I can do anything.
Do you feel vindicated?
And, I'm going to make a peanut butter sandwich, and I'm going to put my feet up, and I'm going to win for probably the rest of my life. I want to thank everybody who is involved in recognizing my greatness. I want to thank my family for supporting me through all these years, and my closest friends for putting up with.
You're getting a red light now. I'm just telling you.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's just 5 more minutes. We'll cut it off there. We'll cut it off there.
No. Get a nice cigar and read some a black library, and kick back and bask in the glory of your magnificent rendering that you did tonight. I may be contacting you too, or maybe Jack Irons. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah.
Oh, and one thing, I think that it would do everybody a solid if you pick up that Jack Irons, because it looks damn good. If you look at my version, it looks damn good. All right. So when you look at the version in the comics, you're going to be saying to yourself, well, it's not like Phil's. But you know what? That's not important. What's important is that it's damn good. You need to pick it up.
This is true.
Everybody.
Moving over to Larry, although Larry, he's black. He went to black. Yeah, Larry. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
All right, Larry. He made his college try? Definitely. And he can't speak for himself because he's at work, and that's all right.
I'll say something on his behalf. I think Larry is planning on getting first Phil, obviously, because he's so incredibly superior, to do some artwork for Niobe. But I'm confident that he'll also at some point be going for Illustrator Monk, who, lost to Phil tonight.
Handle business
in a devastating fashion. So I don't know
devastated.
when Larry will
I don't know how
get
Monk feels,
Illustrator
but I'm
Monk to do
devastated.
some Niobe work, but I'm sure Phil
I
has
was
some coming up in
actually
the near
shooting the
future.
moon, so I completely succeeded.
Oh well, you did. I think you did great. Even though some people don't think so. Now we're going over to Josh, who seems to be at a party in a pub.
Yeah.
Show your piece so we can see it. We want to see it one last
Oh
time.
man. Okay, one second.
What's the dealio, yo?
I just closed it. Okay.
Anyway,
all right. It's getting it. Wait. I can do it.
Come on, Ozzy boy.
Okay.
Do it now.
Come on, Sydney sucker. All right, there it is. It's beautiful. You did a great job. Anything you want to pimp? You have plenty of things to pimp, I think.
Yes. I'm open for commissions. Follow me at Spencer Tunes on Twitter and Instagram. And also follow Niobe Comic because I am doing a pinup for the next book. The book that's coming out.
Excellent. That's awesome. And this is a fun piece as well. Definitely worthy of something. Jack does seem a little skeevy in this, but other than that, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, she doesn't mind.
And over to Daniel. Last but not least, Daniel Vega. He did a pretty good job, I think. That does look like Jack, and that does look like Sugar. Sans her underwear.
Well, you said she doesn't. She prefers to be more.
I have not said anything bad about it.
Okay.
She is
I like how the gun muzzle has curved to cover her more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm probably sure.
He needs to bend that barrel a little bit because that barrel is a little scawampus. But other than that.
Yeah, I'll be sure to fix it because I feel like fixing this piece anyway. Yeah. But I am open for commissions. There is a sale. It's a 3 for 2 line art only characters. The background is included if you so desire one. There's also 2 for 45 full colors. Also with background to be desired. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube at the Tech Corner and on Deviant Art at the Vega. All
right, man. Good job. Thank you. Thank you for staying on theme tonight. I really appreciate that. Matt, Crypto Comics, would you like to say anything?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, get ready to back Niobe Birthright Part 2 when it comes out on Kickstarter. Get ready to back Niobe Birthright #1 with what I imagine will be a Josh Spencer variant cover on Indiegogo when it comes out. Back Jack Irons #3. You can get all 3 issues for 25 measly bucks. Back Napalm Brothers. You can get the issue and a mini comic for $10. That includes shipping. And back Legends of the Lone Wolf that I wrote a 38-page story in with beautiful art by Malaysian artist Muir Munier. $20 over 100 pages. Legends of the Lone Wolf. And last but not least, if you have not backed Little Girl Lethal by our host, Slick Jimmy Love, I would humbly suggest that you go to Indiegogo and get Little Girl Lethal because it's for adults only. It's for adults only. You can get her fully in the nude. We're talking full bush, nipplies, all of it. Or you can get her with like a little string bikini drawn on. You can buy that too if you're modest. If you're into edging, you might want that one. So it's all up to you. I helped Slick Jimmy write a backup story in the back. It's all about Comicsgate. It's drawn by Troy Torres, aka Mr. Marvel from Wanpool, and it is freaking amazing. So check it out.
Thank you for the
back and support your local crypto comics by going to my channel and subscribing.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for pimping all those books, all worthy of being backed, purchased, and whatnot.
Support independent comic books more than you support professionals who make comic books on Indiegogo.
This is I would
support indie comics,
I would
underground
say,
comics, fucking the future, the people of tomorrow, not the people of yesterday. Come on.
Yes, that is we'll take that under advisement. Thank you, Matt. Much appreciated. Finally.
I'm basking in the warmth of that burning bridge right now.
Those people ever do for me? Get real.
All right. So the last person that I want to have the final word tonight before
other than
I
Rob
close it up. Yeah, he loves to failate Rob Liefeld. That's fine.
I like all those bitch guys. Jim Valentino's my dog.
It's Cody Fernandez. Cody Fernandez, give us the final word before I.
Well, again, thank you everybody who watches this later, watched it now. Thank you so very much, artists. Make sure and tag me if you're going to post those anywhere. I'd love to repost them. We're also doing a fan art gallery in the back of issue number 3 like we did in the back of issue 1. So there's a good chance I might get a hold of you to see if you want them printed if we fund. And with that, I just want to thank our wonderful host, Slick Jimmy here. And thank you very much. And consider checking out Jack Irons, the Steel Cowboy on Indiegogo right now. Help make the best of the Weird Space West and help put the frontier back into the final frontier with the only team that knows how to do it right.
Excellent. Fantastic. Jack Irons, everybody go out, back Jack, and get into the Ironverse. Everybody, thank you for coming out for the Cheesecake Challenge this week. We'll come back with a new theme next week, and maybe a new roster, maybe the same people. We will see. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the artists and everybody in the chat. Have a great night, and be good to each other. Good night. Now I got to find the button to push it off, and there we go. Say bye, everybody. Say bye.
Bye.